I used to think a good fence and well-trained dogs were enough. Then the neighbors moved in. The kind of people who laugh when their dogs slam into your fence like it's a sport. My dogs just stood there, ears up, waiting for me. Their dogs? Foaming, lunging. The first time it happened, I told myself, breathe, one off. By the fifth time, my hands were shaking, and I kept asking myself, how do you stay the nice neighbor when someone keeps turning your home into a combat zone? I'm the boring type of dog owner. Timers for walks, clickers for training, even a spreadsheet for vaccines. Weekends, I was out there building a solid privacy fence, so no one's nerves, human or dog, would get shredded. I even planted boxwoods inside the fence so my dogs wouldn't stare at the street. It looked good, smelled like fresh soil, felt safe. 2 weeks later, chaos. Their dogs hit the fence so hard the boards shook. My dogs froze, then looked at me like, sit or move. I said, place. They held. Mine followed rules. Theirs didn't. I tried polite. Texted, hey, your dogs are getting kind of aggressive through the fence. Maybe leashes? Reply, emojis and a thumbs up. That's it. Next time I got the guilt trip. We're just letting them run free. They deserve it. Your dogs are provoking ours. Provoking? Mine were basically meditating while theirs were bouncing off wood like rockets. Then the wife started sending long, dramatic midnight texts, paragraphs about how I was controlling, creating a hostile vibe. I hate confrontation, but I love evidence. So I kept calm. Wrote back with dates, times, quotes. And I doubled down on prevention. Reinforced the posts. Added a taller panel where their dogs like to hit. Moved the water bowls to the far side of the yard. They saw me working and started laughing. Build it higher. Maybe build a wall. I smiled. I built. But it didn't stop. Every few days, slam, snarl, bark. My dogs stayed calm like saints. And every time I texted, they ghosted me or sent another victim story. At some point I realized these people don't hear words. They only hear consequences. So I bought cameras. Not one, not two. Enough to cover everything. Yard, side street, back alley, gate hinge, sidewalk. It wasn't about anger. It was insurance. If they were going to turn my backyard into a courtroom, I'd be the stenographer. The footage came quick. Dogs off leash sprinting across their yard. Dogs headbutting my fence. Dogs spilling into the street, strollers swerving, delivery drivers slamming brakes. The audio? Crystal clear. Collars clanking. The wife screaming, "Control your beasts." Funny thing, my beasts were just sitting there like statues. I emailed them clips. No commentary. After the third one, the husband stormed over yelling about harassment. I kept my voice low, phone recording. I'm documenting safety issues. Please leash your dogs. He shouted I was obsessed, that I needed a hobby. I have one, I said. It's called being a responsible neighbor. They called the cops on me for targeting them. I handed the footage to the lieutenant. Dates, times, incidents. He watched. No expression. Then he said, keep sending anything involving the street or other people. Helps us enforce leash laws. Gave me his email. I didn't celebrate, but my pulse finally slowed for the first time in weeks. After that, the neighbors tried a new trick. Threw up this illegal, wobbly fence overnight. Too tall, wrong materials, leaning like a drunk at brunch. Fine. A crooked Band-Aid is still a Band-Aid. It worked for about 2 days. Then their dogs found gaps at the bottom, and chaos was back. The last straw? Wasn't barking or lunging. It was poop. Ridiculous, right? But it broke the camel's back. I took my dogs early to the wildlife refuge trail. Quiet, dew on the grass, my dogs healing like pros. And there they were, my neighbors, letting their dogs decorate. No bags, no paws, no shame. I just stood there. Shock turned into this weird, calm focus. I pointed at the sign about fines. The husband rolled his eyes. The wife goes, "It's nature. It'll break down." So I pulled out my phone, hit record, got everything. The dogs, the sign. Her face when I read the part about contamination and endangered habitat. Her voice went high and thin. That clip? I didn't send it to them. I sent it to the community leader, the one who runs the Facebook group and volunteers at the refuge cleanup. Attached a neat little packet, past incidents, dates, screenshots, and a note. This has spilled into public spaces. Someone's gonna get hurt, or the refuge gets trashed. Hit send. Felt this weight lift off me. I didn't even realize I'd been carrying. An hour later, the leader replies, "Thanks." 2 hours later, the video's on the group. My name blurred, their faces very much not. Caption: Reminder to leash your dogs and pick up waste. Repeat violations will be reported. And underneath it, a highlight reel of their greatest hits. I didn't comment, didn't need to. The neighborhood took over. People who'd swerved strollers, lost lunches to barking, stepped in mess. They all had stories. Screenshots, receipts. The tide turned fast. Polite at first, then sharp, then brutal. The post got pinned. Rangers chimed in about fines. The lieutenant messaged me, "Got it, following up." The neighbors tried the sympathy card, long posts about harassment and mental health. But the facts were right there, 10 videos deep. Someone quoted leash law. Someone else dropped the HOA rules. The wife argued in all caps. The husband disappeared. Their janky fence came down, replaced by a proper one built by professionals. Their dogs came back, on leashes. And honestly, it was eerie, like waking up after a storm to a yard that just smells like rain. Next morning, I walked my dogs without bracing for impact. They twitched their ears at a squirrel, that was it. A neighbor waved. The air felt lighter, and I realized I'd spent months telling myself, don't be dramatic, don't escalate, don't be that person. But keeping the peace isn't the same as keeping quiet. That night I made tea, sat on the step by the fence. The boxwoods had taken root. My dogs curled up at my feet. Somewhere a kid laughed, a car door shut. Just normal sounds. I wasn't gloating. Okay, maybe a little. Mostly I felt my body finally unclench. Justice didn't look like yelling or slamming doors. It looked like documentation, patience, a community that finally said, enough. And for the first time in a long time, I could enjoy my backyard. I could just breathe again.